right, guys, on the cut, week 2. I want to give you guys basically my tools and tips on staying organized and staying productive as someone who works for themselves and creates their own schedule. I think it's very important that we have certain rituals and routines in our day, in our life, because for me, I have no one telling me what to do, right? But I've got bills that need to be paid. So I have to make sure that I get certain things done on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. I wanted you to get a sense of like what my daily life kind of looks like. When it comes to dieting and training and reaching fitness goals, you know, the actual training and the nutrition are challenges of its own self. And then inside of those things, when you look at your lifestyle and like appointments and the schedule that you have through the week, also creates more challenges that make dieting and training difficult. So everybody's a little bit different in that sense. So I kind of wanted to give you guys a sense of like what my life is like, but also give you guys the tools that I use to basically keep myself productive and organized and disciplined to a specific set of actions that create a productive outcome at the end of the week. You know, I've got everything I need to do. Because if you guys don't know, I am an online fitness coach and I've been doing so for the last 3 years. And before that, I was a personal trainer. So back when I was a personal trainer, my boss at the time made me start using Google Calendars to track, you know, my personal training sessions, to log my hours, all of that thing. So I got really familiar with Google Calendar, and it was actually very helpful because it connected to my phone. It sent me notifications of like when I'm supposed to be at work, when my next personal training session is, all that good stuff. But then I started like using it for everything. I've been using Google Calendar every single day for the last 3.5 years, and I don't plan on stopping. It's something that has made my life completely just more organized, right? Like I literally wake up in the morning, go to my Google Calendar, put everything in that needs to be moved around, but most of the stuff I have in my calendar is already sort of reoccurring. I even track my sleep on my Google Calendar. I track when I eat meals. I track when I shower. I track my workouts, have all of my work tasks on there, and everything is color-coded. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I've developed that over the last 3.5 years. And I basically use it as a planner, you know, almost like a journal. I actually see Google Calendar as more of a daily journal that benefits almost everything else. So, you know, one thing that I would advise you to do, there are a ton of different calendar options in terms of like apps, different softwares that you can use to like organize your life and schedule things out. Like it originally started with business, it really just originally started with work, but I find that if it works for that, why can't it work for my regular everyday life? You know, I have tasks that are reoccurring in the app, so they just like sleep. I blocked off 8 hours for sleep, and then I block off 3 or 4 30-minute sessions to eat food. I know that sounds crazy. And then obviously you have like your morning, you know, shower and brushing your teeth and getting dressed and getting ready. So no, there's another 45 minutes or so. So I schedule everything to kind of see what I have left over for free time, right? It kind of puts things into perspective. That's why I love Google Calendar. So if there's one piece of information that I could give you right now, get a calendar. It doesn't actually even have to be on an app. So today is content day. It's also storming today. So I'm gonna go get my workout done now before the storm actually gets worse. I also have a couple packages that I have to mail out, so I wanna make sure that I get them out before the post office is closed. And yeah, we're gonna go hit back and triceps. All right. Mary, did you know? Oh, okay. The gym is done, and post-workout snacks, we've got, I don't even know, dark chocolate mint grenade bar. Never tried. Okay. Okay. Oh man, it's slippery out. I should probably pay attention. That's fire. Grenade bars never disappoint. Now we're going to deliver those 2 packages, which is basically just which is basically just some hoodies that I am giving away to some clients. Cool thing about my coaching program, just an FYI, we have a giveaway every single Friday for those who participate in the accountability challenges. And they're not super hard or anything like that, but yeah. And I had a big Christmas giveaway, gave away like 8 hoodies, $200 gift card, all that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, this is how my day goes. You know, I work out basically when I feel like I want to and when it's more convenient, right? Like I create my schedule at the end of the day. And even though, as you can see, you know, I'm a pretty routine person, I still, you know, have the freedom to be like, you know what, I want to work out right now. So I'm going to do that. Sometimes I go and work out just because I want to drink my pre-workout, because it literally fires me up for the next 4 hours. Like I work out for like an hour and a half, and then I know I still have like 2 more hours of like solid energy and focus from the pre-workout. So, but today I actually didn't have pre-workout. I actually got a energy drink yesterday, a Ghost energy drink, which I'm in love with right now. If you haven't tried a Ghost energy drink, I highly recommend. Just the flavor is a game changer compared to other energy drinks that I've had. You know, I love Reign, I love Monster, of course, but Ghost just really tops the cake. But that's what I had. But I started drinking that about 45 minutes before my workout, because obviously you don't want to drink, you know, a tall boy can of carbonated beverage before you begin your workout. I just don't think it's ideal. You know, of course, there's going to be a lot of the fitness-based energy drinks. There's going to be like beta-alanine, some amino acids, which is completely useless to have in an energy drink, you know, some common pre-workout ingredients. But I still wouldn't recommend drinking an energy drink pre-workout. And if you do, like I did today, drink it at least like an hour. Like make sure you finish the beverage before you get to the gym. Like I finished it while I was warming up, and that was still even pushing it. But moral of the story, I get to pick when I work out, which is really, really nice. But a lot of times it falls at a different time each day. I would say I'm never really working out before noon. Today I started at 11 a.m., but usually I'm not working out after noon. It's usually like between 3 o'clock and 7 p.m. That would be a good average window that I would say I would get it in. I use my workout as a break from sitting in front of my computer. Luckily, my vehicle is 4-wheel drive, my guy. Oh! Oh! Okay, whew. I guess they weren't kidding when they said do not drive today. Let's go get these packages to the desired land of which they are going. All right, guys, it is Thursday morning, and I probably should mention that I still do some in-person personal training, which it is 8 a.m. and I'm on my way to the gym right now for an 8:30 session. Okay, guys, if electronic calendars and apps are not really your forte, you can always go the old school way and get some sort of a daily planner or just some sort of a notebook. And I actually do both. So I actually bought a 2024 planner to write things down. This all might sound like, you know, like I'm going over the top, or like it might even sound like I'm making this up just for the video, and I am totally not. And because I'm running my coaching business pretty much by myself right now, there's a lot of things to think about. So I have to have multiple different avenues and tools that I can use to organize all of the things that I need to do and all of my thoughts. Plus, on my podcast the other day, I actually talked about how writing your goals down brings them into like the physical realm. Because one thing we forget is that the thoughts that occur in our head and the goals that we have, the things that we want to do, are kind of just in here. They're not really real yet. You know, any thought that comes in your head is sort of like just made up out of nowhere. It's like it's hard to really think about where those ideas and thoughts came from. But if you actually take your hand and a pencil and you write it down on a piece of paper, that's something that came from nothing. Now it's on a piece of paper and it's actually real. It now exists in writing. And I think that's important to do. So if you have goals, if you have things that you want to accomplish, I suggest writing them down. And something else that might seem tedious to you as well is whiteboards. I got this whiteboard about a year and a half ago. I have another one in my bedroom, a smaller one. A few years before that, I actually made a vision board, and I basically printed off a bunch of things, made this cool little vision board, and I put it on my wall, and a lot of that stuff actually ended up coming true. I realized that the more that I can walk by something and remember what my goals are, the more likely I am to achieve it. So I applied that same factor to my daily tasks, my work, you know, and just like the little mini goals that I have each and every week and every day. And it's like right in your face. I highly recommend trying that out as well. Okay, so I just weighed in at 178. The last two weigh-ins were at 176. So that's a pretty good sign considering my very first weigh-in was 182, but the day prior to my first day of the cut was 183. That's not bad. I mean, as you can see, your weight's gonna fluctuate even if your diet's very, very consistent. End of week 2 is going splendid. I'm gonna end the video off with this. The last thing that I honestly want to mention is about setting personal boundaries for yourself, because when I first started my coaching business, I honestly got sucked into like, you know, motivational content, sort of like that hustle culture that's kind of going on where it's just like, you know, hustle, 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 grind, make money. It's cool to go through a period of your life where you kind of feel like that. But when I first started my coaching business, I was taking their advice and I was working from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. And obviously things were brand new and I was really excited. But eventually, after about a year, I got to the point where I absolutely hated what I was doing and I started to question my career. I started to question my passion for everything. So, you know, I started feeling super guilty for doing just everyday normal things. And I couldn't even think of a time where I actually was enjoying life because I was being burnt out from my work. You have to figure out what is the threshold for you. I think it's important to go through a period of time in your life where you push yourself with hustling and grinding, and then you can figure out what's the maximum amount of output that you can do in the run of a day for a certain amount of days in a row before you get burned out. Because we have to remember that we work so that we can live our life. We don't live so that we can work. Because if you work a little too much every single day and you think it's benefiting you, the quality of your work might go down over time. But if you were just to stop working each day, you know, 30 minutes to an hour earlier, that quality of productivity that you have might sustain for a much longer period of time. So you have to figure out what your boundaries are. Anyways, hopefully that helps you out. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But I will see you guys next week, hopefully lighter and more shredded.